Well, welcome along to another episode. You join us as we are coming into Whitland, just passing the industrial estate on our left hand side, and we're heading to Mason Brothers. They dropped this 14-ton brand new Devlon off. It's a brand new machine. Picked it up from the docks in Purfleet, and we're just about to get to its final destination. But I want to show you on the way in here, like, because it's not for the faint-hearted anyway. And you certainly don't want to meet something on the way in, let's put it that way. They do have their own loaders, low loaders, so you don't want to meet one of their trucks. Say it does happen, so you don't want it to happen. So you're flashing me to come down. Come on. Come on, come on. Seriously, rather stop opposite cars. Oh well, never mind. So they are out there. I assume he was wanting to get over to my side of the road, maybe. I don't know. I'm just using that as a logical way of thinking, because I can't think of any other reason why you would stop opposite cars and flash me through when it says right away. So we can't take this left here where this blue car is, unsuitable for heavy goods. We literally just go down there and turn left anyway. So we're just going to come up to the T-junction on here, turn left. So we're just coming into the centre of Whitland. If you were going to use your sat nav to come into this location, don't, because it'll try to take you down on the south road. It'll try to take you into Narberth and then back. For some bizarre reason, it doesn't like going this way, and yet this is the better way going in. Because if you're in an Arctic, if you came in the other way, you wouldn't be able to make the left-hand turn getting in, because obviously the tail sweep will catch a bridge. And this way you can make the right hand turn, but it is tight going in. But sat nav doesn't like it going in this way. So we're just crossing over the railway crossing here in Whitland. It's a little bit bumpy, so just going to take your time. I didn't even know they had sidings there anymore. Well, we just made that because I seen the guy up in the thing, and he's let us cross, and I'm looking in the mirrors, and they've just closed the crossing. They have a train come in, so we literally the guy in the signals let us through before train came, so that was alright. So we didn't get stopped. Although it would have added extra content, you know, a bit of a. It wouldn't have been. It may have been freight today, but very unlikely it's more passenger around this neck of the woods. Right on the corner, look. Even though it's wide enough, but it's still the principle is, you know, if we came down here with this is a small machine. It's one of the more common ones that we come down here with, but they do have bigger ones, you know, like 23 tonners and stuff like that. And having somebody parking on the corner like that is a bit naughty, to be honest with you. Because it's not so much, you know, you're probably going to say, well, if you're going to meet low loaders coming out here from Mason Brothers, why don't you give them a ring in advance? Well, it's not so much the low loaders either, it's farm traffic too. So you can meet the tractor and a trailer, and, you know, it's a lot of farm traffic here. So these are the things that you've got to look out for. The low loaders, they're out and about doing their own thing at this time of day. If anything, it's 2:10 now, they're probably going back in. So just take our times. Take our time. We've got a car coming down here now. We'll hold back for him. They're holding up air for us. So don't stop unless we have to. Just because the road's wet, and when it's wet like this, it's not much grip. the locals tend to know that we up and down here, you know what I mean, they don't mind it so much. Like, they probably do get frustrated, but they learn to live with it, because obviously you got all the farm traffic as well, so it's not as tight as the lanes that we were bringing the, well, it is about as tight as the lanes that we were bringing the A40 out the other day, but obviously we got a lot smaller machine on, and it isn't so bad because the traffic is a lot less than what it would be on that lane that we seen the other day. So if you haven't seen it, there'll be a link up in the, just up on the top there. I say hopefully you like the last video as well with a review of the sat nav. I try to do them a bit more often. Again, apologise for having the window open, but I'm trying to keep the sat nav cool. Not the sat nav, I was going to say TomTom then, but it's not the sat nav, is it? It's the GoPro cool while we're recording, because it is quite warm in the cab, and it does have a tendency of overheating, and obviously I don't want to lose out on this footage. So even though we're doing around about the 20 mile an hour mark, it seems like we're going a lot faster, you know. I noticed this the other day when I was watching a video coming out with that A40 on. It looked like that we were ripping up the countryside, and we actually weren't. I'll do all of that. Just bring it back for this car now. Just make sure there's nothing behind us, and then they can go into that gap. Well, we admire the view going backwards. Look at that view. There we are. Because to be honest, it doesn't matter if you're a car or a truck, you don't put yourself on that grass, you may not get out of it. Especially now it's been raining as well. That's very soft. Look at that view. You know, this is where I like West Wales. Can't look on that side. You know what I mean? Can't beat it. Like, anyway, it's part and parcel of the job. We just got to put up with views like that and views like that, you know what I mean, while we drive into destinations. Hard life, innit? Anyway, saying about that last one with the tight lanes, you know, it got a lot of comments on that as well. So I thought, you know, why not? You know, not many people see this way in to where we take the machinery, and it's even though we are quite down here quite often, why not show everybody what the roads are like. I say they have trimmed back the foliage in. You can see that it's been cut back. That did get to at one point where even coming in with a 14 tonner, it was touching the sides of the machine, which you don't want, because the machine has got to be spotless when you got there, because you picked it up spotless. So it's you don't want to damage the machine on the way in, and you certainly don't want to scratch it on the way in. So it's nice having that bit of extra breathing space. You don't have to be brushing it up against the plants. Like. Just covering the brake here now, just using it's harder to keep our speed down. Going about 15 mile an hour. Just in case anything comes up. Even though gravity's not on our side coming down the hill, we can still stop in time without causing any problems then. So that's the road coming up there, so we're looking at that road, and it snakes around up to here then, so we know there's nothing coming up there at the moment. We've got a few seconds. Okay, pretty much there's nothing going to be coming up this way unless they come down from this junction, so we know there's nothing coming up. We've already clocked that, so we'll get around this bend. Now we've got a clear road. We still see a good length of the road there that we know that we're going to be fine on, and it's the same the other way. If a car's coming the other way, they can see that we're coming down, and they can wait for us in on a wider patch of road. There's a bird there, look. A buzzard. You don't see many of them nowadays. It's mainly kites, but that was a buzzard. say now you're going to tell the difference. So the kite has got a more of a fork in its tail, and a buzzard will have like a flat tail. Oh, he's pulling him up there. Days. I'm not sure if our car's on the road or on a driveway at all. These farmers are pretty spot on as well. They know how to drive a trailer as well. You know what I mean? They'll put themselves into places where a lot of people will be scared to, like, you know what I mean, and they just get themselves out of it, you know what I mean. They do what it says on the tin, like, you know. And I think outside the box as well, because remember, they got to drive these roads all the time. So we're not far off it now. You get the Mason brothers. Definitely nice having all this trimmed back. Definitely made a big difference, I have. Some nice cottages down here and houses hidden out of the way, you know what I mean? The trees are wet now, so they're hanging a little bit lower down, so we're just going to take our time coming through it, just in case they do touch the machine. We don't want to damage the beacons and stuff like that, just because it's been raining, the weight of the water's forcing them down a little bit. You can hear it in the roof there, so obviously that would have touched the machine, and you don't want to cause any damage. You just take your time underneath them, and that way then you get to the destination with no damage. Or rather push the tree out of the way rather than the tree ripping something off, like. So nowhere near as much traffic as what we did the other day with that video a couple of weeks back. I'm going to go and check out. No, that was a lot of traffic on there, and we had a wide load on it as well with an A40. I think we even had the front wheels off the ground at one point, climbing up a hill on that one. Let's take our time around going up, because if anything does come around, we want to make sure that we can stop and they can stop as well. Again, the views, cracking views. Slowing it right down, we're going to be turning right by now, just by this building, so we can see it. Mason Brothers, and they're one of the dealers for Devlon, which is what we've got on the back. But you're going to see, if you came in the other way trying to get an Arctic around this corner, you'd be knocking over that bridge. So this is right, you come down this way. They're happy to see us, aren't they? Get around this corner. So we've made it to our destination. We just got to drive through here now and get down where we need to be. But yeah, that's it for the end of the video. Probably not one of the long ones like the other one, but yeah, again, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment on the video, and give it a share and whatnot. It's all free, and if you want to help the channel out, then just it's a couple of ways of doing it. You can buy us a coffee with a link in the description, or you can become a channel member by clicking the button below, and then you can also become do it by the super thanks button. So there's that one as well. So again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.